I refused to co-sign a loan for my irresponsible sister's luxury car, and now my parents are pissed. I, 28. Let's call me Luke, and today I need to share a frustrating family situation that's been unfolding recently. It's about my sister, Mia, 31, and my parents, both in their mid-50s. Mia has always been the wild one of the family, while I've been the responsible, level-headed sibling. For years, I've watched her make terrible financial decisions and hurt people in the process. But now, things have escalated to a point where I had to draw a hard line, and my parents are furious with me for it. Here's how it all went down. Mia has always lived beyond her means. Ever since she got her first credit card in college, it's been one financial disaster after another. She never finished her degree, but that didn't stop her from partying, buying expensive clothes, and trying to keep up with a lifestyle that was way out of her reach. Credit cards maxed out? No problem for Mia. She just moved back home, throw on some charm, and convince my parents to bail her out. They always caved. Whether it was unpaid rent, a defaulted loan, or a drained bank account, Mia had a knack for making messes and getting someone else to clean them up. Over the years, she's racked up debt after debt, and the worst part? She never seems to learn. My parents, bless them, are good people, but they're blind when it comes to Mia. They're always making excuses for her. She's just going through a rough patch. Or, she'll get it together soon. Meanwhile, I've watched them enable her reckless behavior, and it's gotten worse as time has gone on. Fast forward to a few weeks ago. Mia, of course, is still living paycheck to paycheck, but she suddenly decides she needs a brand new luxury car. Not a used one, not a practical car, but an overpriced, flashy vehicle that she has no business buying. And because her credit is predictably in the toilet, she couldn't get the loan approved on her own. So naturally, she comes to me. Luke, I just need you to co-sign this loan for me. I'll make all the payments, I swear. It's just that the bank won't approve it with my credit. I couldn't believe she even had the audacity to ask. Co-signing a loan for a car that she could never afford. After everything she's done over the years? Hell no. I said no immediately, and she didn't take it well. She tried guilt-tripping me, saying I should help family. And that it was just a cosign. But I stood firm. I told her I wasn't going to be responsible for her mistakes anymore. What did she do? She ran to our parents, of course. My parents were livid. They called me up, saying things like, "Luke, you're being unreasonable." And, "She's your sister. You should help her out." They even tried to lecture me on how families need to stick together and that I should have more compassion for Mia. But here's the thing. Compassion doesn't mean letting someone walk all over you. Compassion doesn't mean enabling someone's toxic behavior and pretending like everything is fine when it's clearly not. So, I did something I had never done before. I sat them both down and told them exactly why I refused to co-sign for Mia. And, let me tell you, it left them speechless. I started by listing off all the things Mia had done over the years to make me lose trust in her. First, the credit card debt. When Mia was in college, she maxed out multiple credit cards on clothes, vacations and nights out, all while not paying rent. She never paid those off and ended up defaulting. My parents stepped in and bailed her out, paying off thousands in debt, but she never even thanked them. Instead, she racked up more debt. Second, the unpaid loans. Mia borrowed money from friends, promising to pay them back. She didn't. One friend of hers even had to take her to small claims court over an unpaid loan. Instead of owning up to her mistakes, Mia blocked that friend on all social media and ghosted her. Third, The rent disaster. A few years back, Mia moved into an apartment she couldn't afford. I warned her at the time that her job wasn't stable enough, but she didn't listen. After months of missed payments, she was evicted, and my parents had to cover the back rent to prevent her from being sued. Fourth, the job hopping. Mia has had more jobs than I can count, never holding one for more than a few months. She always blames her bosses, saying they didn't understand her, or the job wasn't what she expected. But the truth is, she just doesn't want to work hard and earn a living. Fifth, the lack of accountability. Over the years, Mia has never once admitted she's in the wrong. She never takes responsibility for her actions. Everything is always someone else's fault. And yet, every time, my parents have swooped in and rescued her from the consequences. I laid all of this out for my parents, and for once, they didn't know what to say. They tried to defend her at first, but I wasn't having it. I said, I love Mia, but I can't trust her. She's lied to us too many times, and I refuse to put myself in a position where I'm financially responsible for her decisions. You can bail her out if you want, but I won't be a part in it. For the first time, my parents had nothing to say. They just sat there, stunned. After I refused to co-sign, Mia found another victim, her best friend, Sarah. Somehow, Mia convinced Sarah to co-sign the loan for her. I don't know what lies she told, but it worked. Mia got her fancy car, and I knew it was only a matter of time before things went south. Sure enough, within a few months, Mia stopped making payments. She lost her job again, and now Sarah is on the hook for the car. Sarah tried reaching out to Mia, but she's doing what she always does, ignoring her responsibilities and pretending the problem doesn't exist. Sarah, heartbroken and financially trapped, came to me for advice. I felt terrible for her, but there wasn't much I could do except tell her to contact a lawyer. My parents, meanwhile, started to see the consequences of Mia's actions play out in real time. Now, my parents are the ones in panic mode. They've finally seen Mia for who she really is, but only because it's starting to affect them. They realize they should have sided with me from the beginning, and they've come back to ask for my help. They want me to step in and talk some sense into Mia, or maybe help Sarah deal with the legal fallout. But you know what? I refused again. I told them I was done cleaning up Mia's messes. I'd warned them for years, and they didn't listen. Now they're seeing the consequences, but I'm not going to bail anyone out. It's not that I don't care about my family. I do. But sometimes, the best thing you can do for people is to let them face the consequences of their actions. So now Mia is dodging her best friend. My parents are finally regretting their blind loyalty, and I'm staying far, far away from the drama. It's sad that it had to come to this, but maybe, just maybe, this will be the wake-up call Mia needs to finally take responsibility for her life. As for me, I've never felt more at peace with my decision to say no. Sometimes tough love is the best kind of love.